Assalamu alaikum. This is Miraj Kamran and you are watching Explore Chemistry. Today we are going to solve AKUEB Annual Examination 2021 Chemistry Past Paper, and this is for Class 10 SSC Part 2. So let's start. Question number 1 is, when nitric acid is added to magnesium hydroxide. See, nitric acid is an acid, magnesium hydroxide is a base. It will yield magnesium nitrate. This is a neutralization reaction where acid reacts with base and forms salt and water. So magnesium nitrate is salt and a byproduct Y, it should be water. So what you have to do, the correct representation of this reaction using a balanced chemical equation. So where Y is water, that equation could be wrong. So in option A, hydrogen is written with magnesium nitrate. This is wrong. Option C, this is also wrong because hydrogen is written as a byproduct. Now in two options B and D, water is written. We have to check the balanced chemical equation now. Here magnesium nitrate formula is this, MgNO3 2. So to balance this 2 with nitrate, we must have to place a 2 with nitric acid, where in this A option it is not written. So option B is also not correct. Option D is the correct answer because here 2 is written with nitric acid. This one is the balanced equation. Now question number 2 is, a set of reactant that produces a combination of soluble and insoluble salts is. Two salts are produced by the reaction of two soluble salts. Let's see the options. Here in option A, copper is reacting with acid, which is not a salt. Zinc is reacting with copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is a salt, but zinc is a metal. We need two salts. Option C, potassium carbonate, which is a salt, but sulfuric acid is another reactant, which is again an acid. In option D, magnesium sulfate and barium chloride are reacting. It is the correct option because these are two soluble salts. Here double displacement reaction will take place. Magnesium will combine with chloride and it will form a soluble salt, magnesium chloride. And sulfate will combine with barium, it will form insoluble salt, barium sulfate. So a soluble and insoluble salt will produce by the reaction of these two compounds. Option 3, question 3 is, Bronsted-Lowry theory was able to explain the. Bronsted-Lowry theory is based on proton transfer. Proton transfer means proton is donated by acid and proton is accepted by base, so that an acid-base reaction will take place. Let's see the options. Option A says reaction between acid and basic oxides. Oxides are not having any proton, hydrogen ion. So Bronsted-Lowry theory is unable to explain this concept. Option B, reaction in non-protonic solvent. Non-protonic solvent where there is no proton or hydrogen ion present. So again Bronsted-Lowry theory is unable because it will explain only in the presence of proton. C, acidic behavior of AlCl3. AlCl3 is Lewis acid which behaves as an acid by accepting lone pair but not by donating proton. It is not having proton, it will not donate protons, so according to Bronsted-Lowry concept it is not an acid. Option D is the correct answer. Basic nature of ammonia gas. NH3 is able to accept proton and it will act as a base in any reaction. That can be explained by Bronsted-Lowry concept because Bronsted-Lowry theory says that a proton acceptor is a base. So according to this concept, ammonia is a base. Now question number 4. Alina titrates 0.045 m aqueous solution of sulfuric acid with 25 cm cube 0.120 aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide using phenolphthalein as an indicator. How much volume of aqueous solution of sulfuric acid will she utilize for this titration? Here titration formula M1V1 over N1 is equals to M2V2 over N2 will be used. This is 1 M2 V2 N2. Two solutions are given over here, sulfuric acid and potassium hydroxide. So let's mark 1 as sulfuric acid. We need to write a balanced chemical equation between sulfuric acid and potassium hydroxide when these two will react. Potassium hydroxide is KOH. When these two will react, it will form salt and water. That salt will be potassium sulfate and formula is K2SO4 with water. These neutralization reaction takes place on the basis of double displacement reaction. As I have told you earlier, in double displacement reaction you can form products like this. Potassium will combine with sulfate, OH will combine with H, it will make water. Sulfate's valency is -2, potassium valency is +1, so formula of the salt should be K2SO4. To balance potassium we have to write 2 here, and for balancing hydrogen we need to write 2 here. Now this is our balanced equation. Now see, in question molarity of sulfuric acid is given 0.0450 and volume of sulfuric acid is required, means you need to find out V1. Number of moles of sulfuric acid you will get from balanced equation. We have not written anything over here for balancing, means it is 1. So number of moles are 1. Molarity of sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide is 0.120 and volume of potassium hydroxide is 25 centimeter cube. And number of moles of potassium hydroxides are 2. Here we have written 2. So let's calculate point multiply by 25 divided by 2 divided by 0.0450. Answer is 33.33. This value will go over here in denominator, so you will be able to calculate answer quickly. So over here option B is the correct answer, 33.33 centimeter cube. Question number 5 is the equation that exemplifies Arrhenius theory is. Arrhenius theory is based on ionization in the presence of water. Molecule, either acid or base, will break down in water. Acid will produce hydrogen ion, bases will produce hydroxyl ion. Now see the first equation. Here carbon dioxide is reacting with water and forming carbonic acid. This reaction is not an ionization equation because ions are not producing. In option B, ammonia is producing these two ions but by the reaction with water. In Arrhenius, acids and bases will not react with water, they will just break down in the presence of water. But here water is also involved in this reaction. Water has given its proton to ammonia, so ammonia is converted into NH4 and water is converted into OH negative. This one is Bronston-Lowry concept. Over here sulfuric acid is breaking into 2 hydrogen ion and sulfate ion. Water is not involved in this reaction, so this is the correct answer. In option D also, if you will see, NH2 is converting into NH3 by gaining proton from water. So this one is also Bronston-Lowry concept. Only this will be the concept according to Arrhenius theory. Number 6, water is an example of Lewis base because it tends to. Lewis bases are having lone pair, they will donate lone pair and will act as a base. So donate an electron pair is the correct answer. Number 7, 1 mole of a compound X gives 2 moles of ions on dissociation in aqueous medium. When compound X reacts with calcium carbonate, it causes bubbling of an acidic gas. Only acids are able to react with calcium carbonate and forming carbon dioxide gas, which is having acidic nature. Means this X is an acid because acid will react with carbonate or bicarbonate and form carbon dioxide gas. Now you have to identify which acid is this. When it will ionize, it will give you 2 moles of ions. If sulfuric acid ionizes, it will give 2 hydrogen ion and 1 sulfate ion. These are total 3 ions, 1 sulfate and 2 hydrogen ion. So this is not the correct answer. When hydrochloric acid will break down, it will give 1 hydrogen ion and 1 chloride ion. These are total 2 ions. So this is the correct answer. Sodium hydroxide is not an acid. Potassium hydroxide is also a base. So these two options are completely wrong because X is an acid. How did we recognize? Because S is reacting with calcium carbonate, and only acids are able to react with calcium carbonate, producing carbon dioxide gas. Question number 8 is citrus fruits have high acidity with low pH value. High acidity means what this statement indicates that the citrus fruits have. You have to identify the correct option. Let's see the options. Option A is no detectable hydrogen or hydroxyl ion. If no detectable hydrogen or hydroxyl ions are present, then we can not find pH, because pH is minus log of concentration of hydrogen ion. To finding pH, we should have hydrogen ion concentration. High concentration of hydrogen ion because it is acidic in nature. Acids are having high hydrogen ion concentration. So this is the correct answer. Option C is wrong. Why? High concentration of hydroxyl ion, it is correct for bases, not for acids. Equal concentration of hydrogen and hydroxyl ion, it is correct for neutral substances like water, not for acids. So only B is the correct answer. Number 9. From here, chapter number 3, organic compound MCQs are starting. Before that, we were discussing chapter number 2, acid base MCQ and salts MCQs. A compound with the formula C2H3O2Na is formed when sodium carbonate reacts with sodium carbonate. Again, it is a carbonate salt, and as I have told you, carbonate salts are able to react with acids only. Ethanol is an aldehyde which is not an acid. Ethanol is alcohol which is not an acid. Propanol is ketone which is not an acid. Ethanoic acid is carboxylic acid which is an acid. So this is the correct answer. Actually, this formula is sodium acetate. Ethanoic acid is acetic acid. Formula is CH3COOH. This is ethanoic acid or acetic acid. Whenever it will react with sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Acetic acid is an acid. Here hydrogen ion will replaced by sodium ions. So salt and water will form with carbon dioxide gas, and that salt will be CH3COONA. In place of that hydrogen we have written sodium with carbon dioxide and water. This is the reaction. Now here salt formula is written in this way: C2H3O2Na. If you will count number of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, this will be the formula. It is called as sodium acetate. So here only ethanoic acid is able to perform this reaction and form sodium acetate. This one is aldehyde. How did I recognize? Because of its name. If Al is written at the end of any name, it represents aldehyde functional group. If OL is written, it represents alcohol functional group. If ONE is written, it represents ketonic functional group. If oic acid is written, it represents carboxylic acid functional group. So D is the answer. Number 10. When strong ethanol is in the science laboratory, which symbol is the most appropriate to place it on its label? Ethanol is an organic compound. Mostly organic compounds are flammable. Ethanol is present in sanitizers also. So for flammable substances, this symbol is written on bottles of flammable substances. This symbol represents it can catch fire. So be aware of it. Number 11. Which pair of alkanes are isomers of each other? Alkanes are having same molecular formula but different structural formula. For same molecular formula, we must have to check number of carbon and hydrogen. In these structure, these corners are representing one carbon. Each corner is representing a carbon. So this compound is having total 5 carbon atoms. Let's check the second compound. It is having 1, 2, 3 and 4 corners, means 4 carbon atoms. These two are not isomers of each other, so option A is wrong. In option 3, let's check how many carbon atoms are present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 and 3 are also not isomers of each other, and 1 and 3 also, but 1 and 3 are not present in any option. In option 4, let's count number of atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 carbon atoms. This one is also having 5 carbon atoms. This one is also having 5 carbon atoms. So same number of carbon, and type of bond also same, single covalent bond. So hydrogen must be same. So 1 and 4 are the isomers of each other. You can see 2 is having 4 and 3 is having 6. 3 and 4, 6 and 5 carbon atoms. So only 1 and 4 are isomers of each other. Number 12, the functional group present in the given molecule is, this is the functional group COOH, and this one is a carboxylic acid. COO, double oxygen, and written in the corner. This represents carboxylic acid. Ester is also having double oxygen, but these two oxygen will be in the center of the molecule, not in the corner. So in this way you can differentiate between ester and carboxylic acid. Amides are having nitrogen and oxygen, one nitrogen, one oxygen. Hydroxyl are having only OH, but here oxygen is also present, so therefore it is carboxylic acid. The molecular formula of alkane having 8 carbon atoms is, alkane general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Whenever you need to find out molecular formula of any compound, you will go through general formula. 8 carbon atoms, in place of N we will write 8. N represent number of carbon. So the formula will become C8H 2 multiplied by 8 plus 2. It will become 16 plus 2 means 18. So option D is the correct answer. Number 14. Butane can be converted into secondary butyl by. Secondary butyl structure is this one. This one is butane having 4 carbon atom. Is if from the second position hydrogen is removed, then secondary butyl will form. This structure is known as secondary butyl. If I remove hydrogen from any corner carbon, this will be the structure, and this is not the secondary butyl. This one is primary butyl. This is primary butyl because at the corner carbon hydrogen is removed. This one is secondary butyl. From center carbon hydrogen is removed. So from carbon 2, one hydrogen should be removed. This one is second number carbon. Addition of one hydrogen, addition of one hydrogen, these two are wrong options, because in alkyl radical hydrogen is removed, not added. YL will represent the alkyl radical. They are talking about conversion of alkane into alkyl radical, butane into butyl radical. So one hydrogen has to be removed. C, removal of one hydrogen atom from carbon number 1, that is wrong. Removal of one hydrogen atom from carbon number 2, this is correct. This will give you secondary butyl only. Number 15, two successive members of a homologous series differ by the mass unit that is equivalent to. Like first member is, ignore the C please, first member is CH4 of alkane family, second member is C2H6 ethane, and third member is C3H8 propane. If you will see the difference from methane till ethane, one carbon is increasing and 2 hydrogen atoms are increasing. So how many mass will increase? One carbon mass is 12 and two hydrogen atom mass is 2, means 14 AMU will increase. There is a difference of 14 AMU between two successive members of any homologous series. From ethane till propane also, if you will see, one carbon is increasing, two hydrogen atoms are increasing. Okay. Number 16, complementary base pairing in deoxyribonucleic acid allows the molecule to replicate itself accurately. Due to base pairing, a complex structure of DNA is formed. Bases of one strand, this is one strand, will paired up with the bases of second strand. Ignore my diagram. This is known as base pairing. It is done to replicate accurate structure. So option A is the answer. Number 17, protease enzyme breaks down protein into proteins are made up of amino acids, so they will only break down into amino acid, not glucose, not glycerol, not fatty acids, only amino acid, because amino acids are responsible of making protein molecule. Number 18, a given statements describe. Okay, from I didn't tell you, from number 16 chapter number 5 MCQs are starting. Number 18, the given statements describe a micronutrient. It cannot be produced naturally by the human body. It supports the immune system of the human body. It is essential for cell division and growth. It is richly found in shellfish and meat. This micronutrient is zinc, which supports immune system, and it is essential for cell division also. Number 19, if three molecules of palmitic acid reacts with one molecule of propane 1,2,3-triol, then the resultant macromolecule is propane 1,2,3-triol is this compound. Propane means 3 carbon atoms, and on 1, 2, 3 position OH group is attached. Triol, ol is used for alcohol, for OH groups. The common name of this compound is glycerol. The name written in the question is the IUPAC name, propane 1,2,3-triol. This one is IUPAC name. Here one hydrogen will come to complete the valency of carbon, here 2 hydrogen. This is glycerol. Glycerol is reacting with 3 molecules of palmitic acid. Palmitic acid is carboxylic acid, long chain carboxylic acid. Formula is C15H31 COOH. This is long chain carboxylic acid. Whenever they will react together, they will give you lipids. So here lipids can be formed. Lipids are triglycerides of long chain fatty acids, and this is glycerol reacts with fatty acid, gives glycerol, which is an ester, which is an ester having 3 ester functional group in a chain. So here in options, fat is the only lipid, so this one is the correct answer. Protein, vitamins, carbohydrates are wrong options. Number 20, the given figure shows a part of macromolecule. The monomers at X are joined through. Now check which monomers are these. This one is carboxylic acid, this one is amine group. Carboxylic acid of one compound is reacting with amine group of another compound. So here this bond will form between carbon and nitrogen. This is a simple covalent bond, but it is known as peptide linkage because it will give rise to a protein molecule formation, which is a polymer. Number 21. Thousands of glucose monomers make up the macromolecule of starch. Through the process of thousands of glucose monomers are combining. Glucose monomers combine and water molecule is released. And whenever small molecule is released, that type of polymerization is condensation polymerization. There are two types of polymerization. Whenever unsaturated compounds react together, that polymerization is addition polymerization. Glucose is a saturated compound. It is a 6-membered 6 carbon atoms compound containing aldehyde functional group. There is a single bond between each carbon atom, so it is saturated compound. So glucose will combine with glucose, a water molecule will release, and this release of water molecule takes place in condensation polymerization. So here the process is known as condensation, and it is the reverse process of hydrolysis. Whenever starch will break down into glucose, hydrolysis will take place. In hydrolysis, water molecule is added. Reverse of hydrolysis is removal of water molecule, that is condensation. Number 22. Monosaccharides differ from disaccharides on the basis of hydrolysis. Because monosaccharides cannot be hydrolyzed, they are the simplest sugar. Disaccharides can be hydrolyzed. Color, they are colorless. Physical state are having crystalline nature, so they both are soluble in water. So to differentiate both monosaccharides and disaccharides, we need to check hydrolysis of both. Monosaccharides will not hydrolyze, disaccharides will hydrolyze into their corresponding monosaccharides. Number 23, a molecule of fructose contains 5 hydroxyl groups and 1, it is having carbonyl group. It is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates contain either aldehyde functional group or ketone functional group. In case of fructose, ketone group is present. So C is the answer. From 24, chapter 6, atmosphere MCQs are starting. The chemical reaction that does not contribute to acid rain is. Here acid should be formed in the product H2SO3 sulfurous acid, H2SO4 sulfuric acid, nitric acid, nitrous acid, but over here sodium nitrate, salt and water is forming. So this reaction is not producing acid, it will not contribute to acid rain. And here you can see acid and base reaction is taking place. Over here oxides reactions are taking place. This sulfurous acid will further oxidize to sulfuric acid. So this also contribute to acid rain. Number 25, which of the following statements is true for troposphere? The middle portion of troposphere comprises of ozone layer. No, ozone is present in stratosphere. The troposphere is situated between stratosphere and mesosphere. No, troposphere is the first layer. The troposphere hardly contains any water, so it lacks water cloud formation. No, clouds formation takes place in troposphere only. So option D is the answer. The temperature of the troposphere decreases with the increase in altitude due to the decrease in atmospheric gases concentration. Number 26, what is ozone? An odorless gas. No, it is having a characteristic odor. B, a transparent gas. No, its color is blue. An isotope of hydrogen. No, it is a molecule, not an atom. D, an allotrope of oxygen. It is not isotope. The formula is O3, having oxygen, 3 atoms of oxygen connected all together, so it is an allotropic form. In this way ozone molecule forms. O3 is the formula, not the isotope but allotropic form. Another allotropic form of oxygen is O2. So O2, O3, oxygen and ozone both are allotropic form of oxygen. 27, it is advised to switch off gas heaters before going to sleep. This is because the combustion of natural gas in a poorly ventilated room produces carbon monoxide. The inhalation of carbon monoxide for a long time may reduce the blood's oxygen level because it will react with blood's or hemoglobin's oxygen. Number 28. Which of the following is a greenhouse gas? Oxygen or hydrogen? No. Carbon dioxide is the greenhouse gas which causes global warming. Sulfur dioxide causes acid rain, not global warming or greenhouse gas. 29. Depletion of ozone layer causes an increase in the amount of ultraviolet radiation that reaches the Earth's surface. In human beings, exposure to higher UV levels may cause asthma, no. Cataract, yes. Diabetes, no. Skin cancer, yes. So option C, 2 and 4 is the correct answer. These are the effects of ozone layer depletion. Number 30. The most convenient method. From here, chapter 7, water MCQs are starting. The most convenient method used domestically to remove temporary hardness from water. Two methods are used to remove temporary hardness: boiling and Clark's method. Here it is written most convenient method used domestically. We will not use Clark's method domestically because for Clark's method we need lime water, and in every home lime water is not present. So boiling is the most convenient method which we can use domestically also to remove temporary hardness. Zeolite process washing soda method is used for permanent hardness removal. 31. The correct set of properties that allows water to dissolve all ionic and many compounds in its polarity and hydrogen bond. Due to the formation of hydrogen bond, many covalent compounds will dissolve. Due to the polarity of water, many ionic compounds will dissolve. Number 32. Which of the following compounds are agricultural waste that cause water pollution? In agriculture, fertilizers are present, oils and grease, no. Pesticides are also used for agriculture purpose. Heavy metals, no. So 1 and 3, option B is the correct answer. Number 33. The waterborne disease which causes the human body to lose salts is cholera, not jaundice, not hepatitis, not fluorosis. 34. In raw water treatment, the purpose of adding alum. Alum is actually coagulant which will combine all suspended particles or all impurities. So option A is the answer. Form flocks of suspended particles. Suspended particles will stick together. Suspended particles are actually impurities which has to be removed from our water. Destroys harmful microorganisms. This is done by chlorine. Eliminate foul smelling gases. This is done by charcoal. Remove color and taste. This is also done by charcoal. Number 35. The process that returns water into the atmosphere is transpiration or evaporation. Evaporation is not written in the option. So transpiration is the evaporation process from the leaves of plants. Therefore it is the answer. Precipitation is rain or water coming down on the surface of earth. Here it is written water into the atmosphere. From earth's surface, water has to go up into the atmosphere. This can happen in evaporation only, and transpiration is evaporation process. Number 36. Condensation is removal of water molecule, not into the atmosphere. Number 36. The industrial process for extracting aluminium through electrolysis is named as Hall-Héroult process. Number 37. The fractional distillation of crude oil does not yield. Kerosene is present, charcoal, grease, wax. Charcoal is not formed in fractional distillation of water. Fractional distillation of crude oil. Number 38. On an industrial scale, urea is produced by reacting ammonia with carbon dioxide. It will give you ammonium carbamate, which will give you liquid urea. Number 39. Iron is used as a catalyst in the manufacturing of ammonia by Haber process to speed up the rate of formation of ammonia, because it is a catalyst. Catalyst has to speed up the reaction only. Prevent the decomposition, no. Remove impurities, no. Reduce the temperature, no. Only speed up the reaction. Number 40, the sources of hydrogen and nitrogen for the manufacturing of ammonia by Haber processes. Nitrogen is taken by air, so option A and B are correct. In oil, nitrogen is not present. Hydrogen is taken by oil because oil are hydrocarbons. Through cracking of hydrocarbon, hydrogen gas is formed. So B is the correct answer. Now from here, ATP MCQs are starting. From question number 36, chapter 8, chemical industries, MCQs were started. Now ATP. Use the given information to answer question number 41, 42, 43. The neutralization of 10 centimeter cube of oxalic acid by sodium hydroxide was investigated by titration. The oxalic acid solution contained 9.6 gram per decimeter cube of the acid. The sodium hydroxide solution contained 4 gram per decimeter cube of the alkali. The sodium hydroxide solution was placed in the burette. The result of the titration was as follows. Now see, amount of both are given, oxalic acid as well as sodium hydroxide, means concentrations are given. Oxalic acid volume is also given. Sodium hydroxide was taken in burette, so from burette reading you can recognize the volume of sodium hydroxide also. Now question number 41 is, how many moles of sodium hydroxide will neutralize 1 mole of oxalic acid? H2C2O4 is the formula. When it will react with NaOH, it will give you salt and water. In this acid, these 2 hydrogen atoms will be replaced by 2 sodium atoms. Sodium oxalate will form with water. To balance these 2 sodium, we need to write 2 here on reactant side, and to balance hydrogen 1, 2, 4 and 2. To balance hydrogen we need to write 4 here. So you can see 2 moles of sodium hydroxide are reacting with 1 mole of oxalic acid. So option A is the correct answer. This can be recognized through balanced chemical equation only. Number 42, the concentration of oxalic acid used in this titration. Already it is written 9.6 gram per decimeter cube was used. It was gram per decimeter cube, but concentration or molarity is in mole per dm cube. So you just need to convert mass into number of moles by using formula. That formula is number of moles is equals to mass over molar mass. Mass is given. You will divide this mass with molar mass. You will get number of moles. Mass of oxalic acid is 9.6 and molar mass of oxalic acid is 126. How you will calculate? This is the formula written for oxalic acid, H2C2O4.2H2O. From this formula you can find out the molar mass of oxalic acid. So 9.6 divided by 126. Answer is 0.076. So gram per decimeter cube is given, mole per decimeter cube is 0.076. You need to do this only. No need to apply M1V1 formula, titration formula, because concentration of both are given, volume of both are given. From the burette reading we can predict the volume of the sodium hydroxide solution. This is the third question. The average volume of sodium hydroxide solution used in this titration. You need to find out difference volume between first reading and second reading. First difference is 15.1, second difference is 15, and third difference is 45 minus this one is 30.1. So third difference is 14.9. Calculate average of these three values. 14.9 plus 15 plus 15.1 divided by 3. This is the formula of calculating average. 15 is the answer. So option A is the correct answer. Now number 44. A student investigated a sample containing white powder by decomposing it on a Bunsen flame. It produces a gas X which turned moist litmus paper blue. Moist litmus paper blue means gas X is basic in nature. Therefore, it is turning litmus paper into blue color. Based on the given information, it can be inferred that gas X present in the tested mixture is. It should be basic gas. Chlorine is not a basic gas. It is neutral. Ammonia is basic gas. Ammonia NH3 is a base. So this will be the correct answer. Carbon dioxide is acidic gas. Nitrogen dioxide is also an acidic gas. So only option B is the answer. Carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxides are oxides of non-metals, and oxides of non-metals are always acidic in nature, not basic. These two are acidic because these are non-metal oxide. So here only basic gas is NH3 ammonia. Number 45. For a flame test, salt are mixed with few drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid to convert them into their chlorides, because chlorides will impart good color. Convert them into colored compounds? No. Colored compounds cannot be produced through metals of 1A and 2A group elements. Remove impurities? No. Remove moisture? No. Only to convert them into chloride. Like if we are taking sodium salt, so when reacting with hydrochloric acid, sodium chloride will form, and chloride of metals will impart good colors. Use the given diagram to answer question number 46, 47. Now let's see what's happening in this diagram. Test tube 1 contains acetic acid and sodium carbonate. This will produce carbon dioxide. Whenever acid reacts with sodium carbonate, it forms salt, water and carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide gas will evolve from here and pass over this test tube 2, which contains lime water. Carbon dioxide can turn lime water milky. So this is the procedure. The purpose of using the bent tube in the shown setup is to facilitate the migration of ions. No, ions are not traveling through this bent tube or delivery tube. Prevent the mixing of two solutions? No. Allow the movement of gas molecules? Yes, this is the correct answer. Maintain charge balance in both test tube? No, there is no charge transfer here. Number 47. At the end of this experiment, which result would be visible in test tube 1 and test tube 2? In test tube 2, lime water will turn milky. In test tube 1, salt will form. So in test tube 2, lime water turns cloudy white, lime water turns pale yellow. This is wrong. Cloudy white, pale yellow. These two options are wrong. From A and C we have to choose. In A it is written effervescence plus colorless solution of sodium ethanoate. In C it is written effervescence colorless solution of sodium ethoxide. Effervescence and colorless solution will produce, this is correct, and it is written in both the options, but here it is written sodium ethanoate, sodium ethoxide. These two are different compounds. If acetic acid is present, I have told you in the starting also, sodium acetate will form. In question number 9 also I told you, this is the formula of sodium acetate. Sodium acetate is the common name. IUPAC name of this compound is sodium ethanoate, because this is salt of ester. Ethanoate, OATE, we use word this name with ester's name. Methyl methanoate, methyl ethanoate, like this. So this one is sodium ethanoate. Sodium ethoxide is CH3 ONA, which is formed from alkanes. This is sodium methoxide. For sodium ethoxide, it will become C2H5ONA. So this compound will form whenever acetic acid will react with sodium carbonate. I have showed you the equation over here also in question number 9. Yes, this was the equation: acetic acid, sodium carbonate, sodium acetate, which is also known as sodium ethanoate. So only option A is the correct answer. Number 47. When a mixture of ammonical silver nitrate and glucose solution are heated on a water bath, the aldehyde group of glucose oxidizes itself and reduces the diamine silver 1 ion to metallic silver. The structural feature that makes the aldehyde very easy to oxidize in the presence of a mixture of ammonical silver nitrate. They are talking about tolerance reagent. And glucose. Glucose contains aldehyde functional group. Glucose is reducing sugar. It is reducing agent. Ammonical silver nitrate is oxidizing agent. If glucose is reducing agent, means it will oxidize in the given reaction. The reaction takes place in this way that this aldehyde group will convert into carboxylic acid. This is known as oxidation of aldehyde. On oxidation, every aldehyde will give you corresponding carboxylic acid. And if it is reacting with any oxidizing agent like ammonical silver nitrate, it contains silver plus 1 charged ion and it will give you silver solid, silver atom. Silver atom is having 0 oxidation state, means silver oxidation state is changing from +1 to 0. This is decrease in oxidation state, means reduction of silver is taking place. This is reduction. And aldehyde is being reduced because being oxidized because oxygen is being added over here. This is oxidation. Therefore, aldehyde is reducing agent and silver in ammonical silver nitrate is oxidizing agent. Aldehyde will oxidize very easily. Why it will oxidize? Where this oxidation reaction will take place? Over here on this hydrogen. Let's check the options. Single bond between 2 carbon atoms. This is the single bond between 2 carbon atom. If this one is carbon atom, single bond. No, here no reaction is taking place. This part is present in the product as it is. Hydrogen atom attached to the carbonyl group. Yes, hydrogen atom is attached to the carbonyl group. This is known as carbonyl group, C double bond O. So hydrogen is changed from OH. Alkyl group next to carbon oxygen double bond, alkyl group R. It is also present as it is. Double bond between carbon and oxygen atom. This bond is present as it is. Only there change will come. So option B is the answer. 49. A blue flame is preferred over yellow flame for heating purpose in the laboratory because it is blue flame is preferably used because it produces more oxygen. It is having more oxidizing property. Because of that, it will provide more energy. So this is the correct answer. Reducing, no, it will not be reducing and produce lot of soot. Soot is black color compound. It is produced whenever you will use yellow flame in the laboratory. With yellow flame, black soot will produce on the apparatus which is being heated on the flame. Number 50. A student observed the formation of scum when she tested the cleansing action of soap with the sample of hard water. Hard water will produce scum with soap. The insoluble scum is formed by the combination of negative ion of the soap with magnesium ion because hard water contains magnesium ion. Soap contains sodium ion. That sodium ion of soap is replaced by magnesium ion. Suppose this is our soap. Soaps are actually sodium salt of fatty acid. So sodium is attached with fatty acid. It will make a formula of complete soap. Whenever it will react with hard water which contains magnesium or calcium ion, these magnesium or calcium ions will replace this sodium present in soap. So it will become fatty acid combined with magnesium. Here in soap, fatty acid was combined with sodium. Now fatty acid is combined with magnesium. This compound is known as scum. So it is formed due to magnesium ion. And this one is understood that magnesium is only present in hard water, so it will be the answer. So this was all about 2021 paper. Hopefully you understood everything. If you have to ask any concept, you can ask me in comments. Okay, thank you. Allah Hafiz.